O Lord our God, we cry out against the evil of corruption in our land. We seem to be besieged on every side by those with evil intentions who oppose the beautiful divine plan you placed in our hearts at creation. God our Father, do not let the people you love lose heart. We thank you that so much is being brought to light that needs to be transformed in our country. We thank you for raising up citizens who walk in integrity and uphold what is right. Help us as we restore honesty in our government, institutions, and businesses. May only those whom you choose be elected to lead the cleansing of our nation. May your righteousness save our nation and your truth prevail in every decision. Forgive our transgressions and soften any hardness of our own hearts, which may keep us here from following your will. With your help, may we discern your will for our lives. In your mercy, give us the courage we need for the tasks that lie ahead. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen.
Pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you for that beautiful prayer. One second. Daniel's going to tell us what's on the menu, and then Daniel's going to give us a quick little testimony of how awesome President Trump is.
Yes, indeed. Today we're going to start you off with a house salad with an Italian vinaigrette. Then we have a choice of two entrees. We have catfish bean, fillet of catfish, pan fried, topped with almonds and bean sauce, served with green beans and a little pasta alfredo. And then the second choice, we have chicken parmesan, served with angel hair and bread gravy. And for dessert, white chocolate bread. Thank you. And I have a wonderful thing to say because I've been working here for about 13 years. And I never got my tax return, or maybe I would get $800. And I was like, okay, I got used to that. I said, it's nothing. But I make a lot of money in tips, a lot of money. Except for this year, with when Mr. Donald Trump, my president, my tax return was $3,300 instead of $900. And with that, I was able to buy some gifts. Yeah, I was able to fix my car and do a lot of things. Much appreciated. Thank you.
I knew y'all would enjoy that. But you have to share that. I was so happy you shared that too with us. Thank you, Daniel. So he's going to go around while we continue. And remember, keep your voices down because we're going to have our precious guest speaker speaking to us, okay? While he's taking the order, our guest speaker will be speaking. So we're going to honor our guest speaker, right? All right, thank y'all. So first, we want to welcome you, Cooper Rodenburg. We thank you so much for traveling here to New Orleans, Louisiana. We hope that your travels were safe and that you enjoy yourself here while you are here. At age 21, Cooper Rodenburg is one of the beautiful middle name, Ella? Okay. Is one of the youngest CEOs in American history. Born in Georgia and raised in South Carolina, Virginia, and finally Florida, she has uniquely experienced much of what our great country has to offer. Cooper's first challenge came soon after she was born, when both her ears quickly went underwater and she could not develop the sound of letters, let alone words of their pronunciation. With more than 6 years of speech therapy, grit, and God's grace, she was able to overcome this disability. After winning a full academic scholarship to attend She graduated summa cum laude in politics and media from Stetson University. There she served as president of 3 organizations: the College Republicans, the Young Americans Foundation, YAF, and the Tennis Club. She quickly fell out of favor with university administrations once they learned that she would not surrender or apologize for her conservative American first world view. Good job. Under the tutelage of Ambassador designated Nick Adams, which we love Nick Adams, she learned the world of politics, books, civic education, fundraising, and American greatness. As CEO of FLAG, Cooper has worked with the White House, Secretary of Education, and AFPI to ensure that the next generation of Americans love and understand their country and the Constitution. FLAG has reached more than 2 million K through 12 students with its resources. Let's welcome Cooper Rodenburg.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor to be with you here today, and I want to say a particular thank you to Martha for welcoming me to the great state of Louisiana and New Orleans, which is home of Cafe Du Monde, which we hope to have our fair share soon. But I'm here today with you to share about the incredible work that FLAG, the Foundation for Liberty and American Greatness, has done and is doing in the K-12 education space. So I began at FLAG at just 16 years old as an intern and just recently became the CEO, a true American story. Many of you may know or may have heard of Nick Adams, who is the founder of FLAG. He set up our organization a decade ago. He was an immigrant from Australia who was canceled for his conservative views and who came over to the United States the right way for freedom. During the Obama administration and the John Kerry State Department, they put him on the no-fly list. But in a story only possible in our great country, he finally got here in 2016, set up this organization in 2017, drew the attention of President Trump that same year, became a U.S. citizen, and just recently President Trump has asked him to serve as his special presidential envoy for American tourism, exceptionalism, and values. And like Nick, my journey to be with you today has also had its fair share of adversity. As you heard, soon after I was born, I suffered from eustachian tube dysfunction, which is where the tube from the middle part of your ear to your upper throat becomes blocked. This can cause hearing fullness, hearing loss, and hearing issues. In my case, soon after I was born, both my ears went underwater, and I could not develop the sounds of words, letters, nor their pronunciations. So I had 4 sets of ear tubes in both ears. I went through 6+ years of speech therapy. And so today, I kindly ask you to please be patient with me if I ask you to repeat a question or don't pronounce something quite correctly. I also moved a lot in my life. I'm only 21 years old, and I moved 11 times due to my parents' careers. So this meant that I did not have the luxury of time to adapt to a lot of new places. So I learned to help and volunteer and look after others. And this all led me to where I am today. And so what do I believe in? I believe in God. I believe in the nuclear family, personal responsibility, the sanctity of human life, that welfare should largely be a church and family responsibility, individual liberties, free markets, a strong national defense. But more than any of that and all of that, I believe in America. America is special because it's more than a collection of its parts. It is the world's only citadel that protects the life and liberty a God-fearing men and women whose unique purpose, experience, background, and culture are all gallantly represented by the stars and stripes of our great flag. America was the shot that was heard around the world and still is. It's the spirit of 1776 that is a living testament to the fact that where people are brave, they shall also be free. It's a hope that banishes hopelessness and is a spirit that cannot be broken, no matter how many dare to break it. No matter where you may come from across these 50 great states, whether you come from a farm or come down from Bourbon Street or created the world's greatest technology, no matter where it may be, the time has come to stand up and fight for America. And with President Trump in office, we have a very unique opportunity to pass on what it means to be an American, what Americanism is, to win the battle for the soul of our country. And as you may know, love for America among young people is at an all-time low. Many people my age believe America is a perpetrator, a predator, an oppressor, an imperialist, a terrorist, that America is outright evil. And ladies and gentlemen, it is so vitally important we pass on to young people how to love this country, because I know myself firsthand what it feels like to be blackballed, to be canceled, and publicly attacked for expressing my viewpoint. Well, at university, I went through 3 months of disciplinary action hearings for being accused of pushing upon a conservative ideology. Forget this, simply for watching Rocky IV, the movie, with my club tennis teammates.
No.
Yes, because they thought with the USSR in America, it was somehow pushing upon a, I quote, conservative ideology.
Oh.
So my diploma was nearly withheld. I lost friendships. I lost all 3 of my presidencies: club tennis, college Republicans, and yeah. I ultimately had to hire legal counsel to ensure I could graduate. And what made the experience even more sickening was learning that there was threats made against me, and the institution chose to protect those responsible rather than one attacked me.
Typical. Sorry.
So please note, I do not share this for sympathy. I share this for a stark warning.
That's right.
Young minds, it does not just suddenly start in high school or college where they're filled with this leftist ideology. It starts the second a student walks into kindergarten.
Yeah.
So in order to save our country, we have to be intentional about cultivating civic literacy, critical thinking, and a genuine appreciation for the principles that make America free.
Yeah.
And remember, the conservatives are the builders, the leftists are destroyers.
Right.
They have to destroy things in order to build their utopia. And so that is why FLAG, the Foundation for Liberty and American Greatness, created not the best resources in the conservative movement, but the best resources in the country by far, bar none. And so we created the Constitution, which Mrs. Adams, this is my godmother, by the way. This is the Constitution. We also have the Declaration of Independence and the Federalist Papers, all translated into easy to understand 5th grade level English. And this is how we tether our sons and daughters to the values that catapulted America to the pinnacle nation on this earth. We also have a very special resource, the Electoral College. because we know the second they can, the other side would try to eliminate it. So the big cities determine who get into the Oval Office. And that makes it so no conservative will be elected again. Our latest student resource we have is Freedom versus Socialism, because we studied that polls show that socialism is no longer considered a dirty word among my age. So this is a perfect resource to put into the hands of high schoolers and college students. We also have a huge, massively successful resource, which is our parent and grandparents guide. So this takes the hands out of the liberal indoctrinators and other leftists out there, so you can teach it at home fairly and safely around the dinner table to teach your children about American greatness and our values. It also is a recipe book, because we all know, guys, cooking is the best. And then for any teachers out there who you may know or want to donate these to or have a school in mind, this is our teacher's guide, which hundreds of thousands of teachers use. It was developed by professional experts, and so anyone fairly and safely can use it. And that resource is in all 50 states.
Are teachers allowed to use?
Yes, they're in all 50 states.
That's I grew up with a school teacher in Jackson. And I had to bring in this to the classroom, and they would say, "What are you doing?"
Well, you're always in certain school districts, and teachers will always get pushback. But if you find the right teacher, which we have seen, as we have hundreds of thousands, they do effectively use them. And we get feedback each and every day. Some teachers do, yes. And then our latest resource, which came out on the 8th of March this year on International Women's Day, is our Constitution for Women. Because we found that 61% of Generation Z women voted for the Harris-Walz ticket. So to ensure we could get that voting pool back to the conservatives, we have to get this resource to infiltrate all the nonsense that takes over. And then we also have two very informational booklets that is called Critical Race Theory and Poison, that shows you the disguises, the threats that happen in our school boards and school districts. And our Critical Race Theory booklet went massively viral on the Glenn Beck show.
I'd say that again.
It went massively viral, the Critical Race Theory on the Glenn Beck show. And this resource, which is also amazing, doesn't just show you and for you to see where you can find the critical race theory and poison in schools, it teaches you how you can fight back. So these are both compulsory readings for you. Yes. Stetson University. Stetson University in Florida. If you think of Pam Bondi, that's where she went.
Never mind, let's hold the questions to the end, okay? Thank you.
We're also doing other great work. Just recently, we teamed up with the White House and Secretary McMahon to make a specialized version of our Declaration of Independence over there to follow her along her History Rocks tour in all 50 states. We also teamed up with the Attorney General of Indiana, Todd Rokita, to make a specialized version of our Constitution for Indiana, which is going to be released on Constitution Day of this year. And so 600,000 students will get one of these in their hands. So we're not only at the county, the state, and the federal level. We're also working on doing AI courses, because whether we want it or not, artificial intelligence is coming at us like a big rig. So we have to be prepared. And so with the artificial intelligence, it not only teaches you the usages and the implementation, it also teaches students how they can use it for the future and what means of ethical usages they can do with it. So we're doing a lot of great work, but we need an army. We need all of you. We would like to get to 3 million, then 5 million, and then 10 million. And we will not stop until every single student has one of these in their hands, because we want students to be able to defend themselves and their countries, so they know when their rights are being violated, or worse, being taken away. So we work with anyone and everyone, principal, concerned parents, teachers, anyone who might be interested. We are a 501c3 organization, so we're 100% tax deductible. We're also doing a special here today where you can get all 10 resources on the table for $60. So you save $40.
Very good.
And we continue to do great things, believe it or not. Republican women clubs and Republican clubs throughout the country used to hand out the pocket constitutions and the dictionaries. Now more than 60% of your clubs in the country hand out our resources. Just very impressive. So if any of you would be interested, I implore you to consider a donation or to acquire our resources. And I'm going to end something here with what our founder, Nick Adams, has always told me, whose life has been flipped upside down by the left and his family's life many, many times. The way to lose a country is to not fight for it. And the way to lose a culture is to not stand up for it. And at Flag, I promise you we will do both. Together we can do both. Because we can preserve the American Renaissance to ensure the American dream lives for at least another 250 years. Well, I really appreciate, ladies and gentlemen. It's great to be with you here in New Orleans. And I really appreciate your hospitality, Martha. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you, and God bless, and may God continue to bless our great country.
All right, anybody has questions?
Yes.
A friend of mine and I are interested in one day, not anytime soon, because I just recently went through some unexpected health issues, but sometime in the future, tutoring school to tutor public patriotism. Like to, and offer it to like homeschool parents as to supplement what their children are learning, and public school parents who realize that they have problems. Are people doing that over there already?
There's a lot of organizations, particularly ours, where we do professional development conferences for teachers so they can teach civics the way they were taught it. And we also ensure that every single student loves America. And so our goal is to put these resources into the hands of students, because it shows that once you teach them the founding values and conservative values, they automatically lean more Republican.
That's what I find. So if we came to you and said, we're thinking about opening up this tutoring school, your professional development person would probably talk to us and.
Of course, yes. And also the second biggest homeschool base, which is the Florida Parent Educators Association, better known as FPA, which is Florida. They acquire our resources at mass and distribute it to homeschoolers. And we also work with Patriot Academy, which is located in Texas, who distribute for us. And then a lot of Turning Point USA chapters have acquired our resources over the years. So we try to work and collaborate with others to ensure these resources get spread like wildfire.
A question is much. What happened to you was repressing your free speech. But that seems to be okay to repress a conservative speech, but not liberal speech. So you were suppressed in just the worst way, but you stood up and you won. Never had to do that, but thank you for doing that.
Thank you for doing that.
That's why if we can educate more students on our founding documents, when they get to high school and college and someone is trying to do not so nice things to them, they can be ensured that they know their rights. And that is exactly what we stand for. Yes.
When you tell your story to other people your age, are they appropriately called by it, or do they go, oh yeah, well, I get why they did that to you?
It really depends on who you're speaking to. If you were to speak to my roommates, they would not be appalled in the slightest. Yes. And my godmother here, Miss Sams, has met them and knows, yes, they were not, they, yes.
Or they're running around with headphones, don't talk to anybody. Right.
And say, Jesus.
Yes, yes.
And, this really all started, I went to kindergarten in 64. And in the 60s, the late 60s is when all of this started, because I went to Orange Parish Public School.
Okay.
I didn't know at the time, and my parents certainly didn't know, was progressive public school. And all I learned about America was what a horrible country we were, that white people were horrible, that we were ruining the ecology of the earth. I mean, it was just all negative, negative, negative. And it was so terrible. It was so depressing. And my parents had no idea, because they had gone to school in the 1950s and the 1940s, which was, World War II time and stuff like that. Patriotism was very strong.
Yeah.
So I can see what has happened between the 1960s and 2025 or 2024 when you've gone through all of this. And I'm so tired that that happened. And I wish that I had realized it. I didn't realize it till I joined the Tea Party. Because I joined the Tea Party in 2009. And I was shocked at what I didn't know about our country, or what I did know that was wrong about
It sounds like you even experienced critical race theory all the way back then. You could have been a pioneer for the book.
And to be fair, I went to school very similar time as you, and I did not experience. Yeah, the West Bank, maybe they were more conservative. But I learned, I memorized the words to the Star Spangled Banner when I was in second grade. We had in the classroom on a big pad every day. And I thank God I didn't experience that.
Now, we did sing the Star Spangled Banner. They taught us that.
Mhm.
Taught us,
But they never taught us anything against it to me.
right, but everything negative that they did obliterated all the good things.
So, what you said, the left wants to destroy America for their utopia,
Yes.
which is so correct, because there's a utopia that they're trying to do with the 15-minute cities, right? Where they're gonna try to get rid of some of the interstates and lock you into a 15-minute city. That's the utopia that you're talking about, like this.
And look at the other thing. They want to make us believe there's 54 different genders.
Right.
Oh,
That's right, exactly. Yeah. And mutilating the genitals of children and all of this stuff that is just diabolical. You can't even fathom that, that this is in their mind, okay? It's beyond comprehension. It's worse than worse. And so then you said the conservative wants to build, what did you say, America?
Conservatives are the builders.
The builders.
yeah, that's
Okay. And it's very true.
It is.
It's extremely true. Yeah. So thank you for sharing that, because that was good.
irony of that, utopia is that the word utopia literally means nowhere.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Created of imagination.
Wow. It's a good little fun fact. Anyone else? Anyone else? Any questions? Anyone else? Ladies? No? Anybody?
Well, I am just glad, because if my friend and I are able to start our tutoring school, I know that, Hillsdale has some resources, but this sounds much more of our alley, because it's for kids. It's already made for kids.
Yeah.
Great, so.
We're the only organization, the conservative movement that targets elementary and middle school students as our main
Oh, really?
student population.
Two of each one on your table.
Thank you.
Well, I have a 33-year-old daughter, and she's a millennial. She has a short attention span. These will be perfect for her.
Beautiful. Well, we hope to get feedback on what she might think.
I will. Well,
in Virginia, right? Granddaughter, his daughter-in-law, and she is very, I mean, right? She lives in a liberal area, so I'm very interested to hear what she could say. I'm kind of a whole set.
She's been our best customer today. Yes.
I'm struggling with my granddaughter being liberal, and she is head over heels of a young man, Egypt, who has Muslim background and who works. So I'm struggling with, should I buy it and give it to him? Yeah. Or should I just, whatever? I don't.
Give it to him.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
I would, exactly right. I would particularly give the freedom versus socialism so he can see about the capital markets and how we work in the United States, and he might have a different viewpoint, and Christian values might come out of that. And then because of that, your granddaughter might be lean more right.
and Playback is the one who brought up a lot of this. And he calls it the red green line, Marxism and Muslim.
We have a gala each and every year to celebrate our milestones, and in 2022 in Tampa, we had Glenn Beck as our keynote speaker.
I met him, it's amazing.
Yes. And then last year we had Pete Hegseth at the National Archives. Yes. So we will keep you posted if we have other events that you might want to attend. Okay, if you go to our website, www.flagusa.org, and then on Facebook, it should be 17th of Flag USA 1776. And we're starting a TikTok page, so stay tuned for that. Yes. Yes.
Was in Virginia, and back to my mother that said that I didn't even talk to her. But my son said, yelling back to her, he said, "Why don't you educate yourself before you want to have a conversation?" Yeah. He gets excited and says, "Oh God, she won't even allow it." And I just think, I'm saying that being able
That's
to
cognitive
get somebody else's side. So there was close and you were wrong. You were always wrong. I thought. But they don't have to work much more. He's so full. I thought. Wait.
Because they can't comprehend there's an other side and an other opinion.
Cognitive dissonance.
They want to get their side, but they don't.
Whatever, ready.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
My brother, he's gay. Trump is like, he worships Obama. His gay partner, I still don't believe in gay marriage. He's here illegally. And I asked him, why haven't you got legally? But he comes out ahead monetarily, Then he said Trump. Then he told me Trump has violated his gay rights.
That's rubbish.
I thought to explain to him that the Democrat Party is using you as pawns because you don't want to hear it.
For the belief.
Everyone's in everything.
Two of the people who are highest up in the Trump administration.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and married his
children,
and
also we
bring
can
them.
have.
Y'all watch,
He called me a racist because I'm conservative.
Oh,
And
yeah.
a Christian.
That's what they disguise because they have to do big words to silence you. Islamic phobia, xenophobia, you name it. Transphobic.
Y'all see when they- About that.
Yes, I did see that, I did see that, yes, yes.
Say so. Oh, that's why the guy said that. Yes, actions against the LGBT.
Yes, it's the same, that's what they said, was that being a racist as well.
Yes, yes, I think it's so hilarious, though. Just smile.
Rockets are hood rats.
Are there any other questions? Comments?
Thank you.
Anything else you want to end with?
I'm just gonna say one more time, a big thank you to Martha. You have an amazing president. I hope you give her your kudos.
Thank you so much.
So next on our list was Susie LaBrie, our legislative liaison, but she's out with the flu.
Yeah.
So we have Martha is gonna come up, our president is gonna come up and speak to us about the Louisiana grid.
So I want to thank you, Deidre, for being on the team. We have a team, a Louisiana Grid team that we established in 2025. And if you were here last year, some of you were able to see the video that we did with Wayne LeGrand and Charles Smith, her husband, and Deidre. They came and spoke to us about what we can do to protect our grid. Before I go on, I want to say thank you very much to you for traveling all the way out here. We are definitely like-minded and we are not alone in this fight. You are not alone in this fight. There are more of us than there are them. I can promise you that, okay? We've just been silent majority, and it's time that the silent majority will become majority and speak up, right? And not become, we were taught to be polite. We were taught to have manners. We were taught to be respectful. We were taught to be kind, not to talk back. Well, we can still be all of those things and not be spineless and not be cowards and not be afraid. We must use our voices to stand up without tremble, without fear. Because that's what is driving it, the spirit of fear.
Yeah.
And that fear makes you shake, and that is not of the Lord. And they operate out of that. The screaming is to intimidate you, to silence your voice. The way they yell and the way their aggressiveness is to make you afraid, to cause you to be quiet. Because the bottom line is they don't even know what they are talking about because the enemy is operating through them.
Yeah.
And he's the one who's coming to kill, steal, and destroy everyone. So we as children of God, we have to be strong. We have to know who our Father is, and we have to know that if we are children of God, if we believe in the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, if we are who we say we are, then we have him living inside of us, and we have a greater power than they do. Him. Okay? And it's not to preach, it's to understand.
Yes.
It is to understand who each and every one of us are. And so if we know who we are, then we have a confidence in us. I know who I am, and I have a confidence in me. And then none of them, no devil operating through another human being, no mad, no angry person, no one can take that from you or I. So we just have to peacefully not fight and move it right forward. And so with that being said, we've been doing that. I know nothing about the grid. Nothing. But yet I am a child of God. And he uses me to network the people who know about the grid.
Yeah.
That's what he did. He used me. Huh?
Thank you very good at it.
So I am the networker. I'm the connector. We can all be networkers and we are all connectors. We don't have to be the one who knows all the knowledge. You think President Trump knows all of what he does, or does he hire the smartest of the smartest? He hires those who know what they're doing. That's the same way. So God brought me this young lady here 25 years ago. How is that even possible that she and I have been friends for 25 years? And do you know, I didn't even know. I mean, I knew you were an engineer, but I didn't know. We didn't talk politics. We talked skincare. Right? And so here we are, fast forward, and I don't know, I guess someone told you, or Angela told you, that I was the president of the Women's Republican Club in New Orleans. And so she approached me, and I invited her last year to our luncheon. Or was it 2 years ago already? 2 years ago, Abraham was there. He was our guest speaker 2 years ago. And that is where the Lord began this relationship, because he has plans to protect Louisiana grid. It's God's plan. He made this friendship, this connection 25 years ago for today.
Yeah.
Okay. And he's the one who is making all of the connections. It's not us. We just have to know who we are in Christ Jesus, not be afraid to step forward. Again, I know nothing about a grid, yet I have enough confidence in who I am that I trust that God knows a lot, everything. And he's bringing the movers and the shakers into the team. So this is why I'm not afraid. I don't need to be the one to know how to protect the grid, but I do know that God's going to do it. And so we put together a resolution last year with our team, and that resolution passed like 100 and something days to 0 nays. Passed right through. He even brought Tommy Waller in, who was Tommy Waller with who's Tommy Waller with? Google that for me real quick. Who's Tommy Waller with? Because I want to give him that credit. He brought Tommy Waller in, and guess who Tommy Waller was? He carried the football across the line, right? So we used our team to put the grid together. He used the 3 engineers, and we have a 4th engineer. Center for Security Policies, Tommy Waller. And so, and who's our other gentleman? Harmon, J.C. Harmon. J.C. Harmon, our 4th engineer, right? And you know what? Here we are again, 1 year later. Our resolution put together a task force to protect the infrastructure of Louisiana. And Valerie Hodges, Senator Hodges, she chairs that. And Representative Chuck Owen co-chairs it. Yeah. So I went to this committee hearing about a month ago. And Christopher Alexander, who is the founder of LA Tag, and then Christy Hike, who's the founder of Louisiana Republican Assembly. She was there. And Martha Huckabee, the president of the Women's Republican Club in New Orleans. J.C. Harmon, who was there, who was on our team for LA Grid. And, you know, I had no idea that I was going to go up and put my name on a card. I was just really going to listen. But at the end, I got prompted, go up and say something. And guess who I ended up sitting next to? J.C. Harmon. Not even planned. God did that. And so J.C. Harmon then tells the panel a little bit about what we had done, writing the resolution, and how Martha Huckabee chaired it. And so you see how God just does that, right? So this is all recorded in that Senate hearing now. So fast forward about a month, a little less than a month ago, I asked Representative Owen to come on to a Zoom with our engineers. And in that Zoom, he was asking us to rewrite a resolution. And I was like, whoa, we're not going backwards. We wrote a resolution last year. What do we do this year? And so he said, well, I need a threat assessment from you. So we went to work. We got a threat assessment between Wayne LeGrand, Charles Smith, Deidre, and J.C. Harmon. They sent me all of what they wrote in a threat assessment. And then it took me a week to put all of their stuff into a PDF, make it legislative presentable, so that when it goes through, some of the things were repeated, so I had to spend literally 7 days to format this and make it perfect, and then pray about it so that it would be bullseye, right? And so, it has now been sent to Senator Hodges, of the the task force, right? The infrastructure task force. It's also been sent to Representative Ray Gala, who is the chair of the military, the defense, Homeland Security Committee has our threat assessment. And Chuck Owen, who is chair of Veteran Affairs. So we have 3 committees that have our threat assessment from the Women's Republican Club of New Orleans. And I was planning on, that was sent from our info at Women's Republican Club of New Orleans email to them, so they know that that originated here. And our team helped put that together. So we need prayers to make sure that that lands exactly where it needs to land, and that it's not just ignored or pushed to the side. And last few days ago, Representative Owen emailed me back. He read it. It was they asked me for 3 or 4 pages, but we gave them 8 pages. No way we could get all that in 3 or 4 pages. And he was blown away by the threat assessment. And he said, I'm very enlightened. Yeah, he's enlightened. In other words, and he worked in military for many years. And he knows about the grid. But yet our threat assessment enlightened him. And so please keep this threat assessment in your prayers, because I believe the Lord's going to carry this all the way to what Pete had said. We wanted to go there.
Yes.
We wanted to go to defense of the war, defense of, what is it? War, defense of war, Secretary of War. Trump renamed it, huh?
I just found out that was the original name.
Defense, what's it called?
Yeah.
Defense of War.
Yeah.
Beautiful name.
Oh, I didn't know.
Absolutely love the name. And then I also, sidebar. So we are moving and shaking in this club.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, the Lord's doing it, and He's using each and every one of us. And so don't think that it's not happening, because behind the scenes, we are definitely moving. I love when you show up, because when you show up, you hear and you listen, and you go back and you share what we're talking about with your family and friends. So it is important that you show up. When you show up, bring someone, bring a neighbor, bring a friend, bring a family member, bring someone. Help us to bring people into the club so that they can hear this stuff as well. Also go onto the social media pages and share the interview. That's easy to do, right? It's right there. Share it onto your page. And so that way we get this information out there. And so we also ask that, prayer is super important, and that's how we move this forward. All right. So I just wanted to tell y'all that. Thank y'all. Yeah.
And Charles couldn't find the article where he read it, but they are using EMI and EMP in this war. We saw an article on that.
The Iran war.
Yeah.
What is it? What are they?
That type of threat, the threat that we're talking about.
Against us, or we use them on them?
Somebody's using it, but he couldn't remember. He couldn't get the article. I was like, well, why did it? Yeah. So
What did Trump name it? The name of the war?
No,
Epic.
Yeah, so somebody's using it, so it's,
Epic
that technology is out
Makes
there
me laugh.
as a threat.
So for those who don't know, EMP is electromagnetic pulse,
Right.
and it can knock out.
Yeah, right, and that was in our assessment.
Yeah.
We put that in the assessment, and if you'd like to read the assessment, we'd be more than happy to send it to you.
No.
Yeah, we can send it to you. That's no problem. Yeah.
Mark, once a month, we have a Zoom call for prayer and updates during the month.
Yes, so on your table is IFA, Intercessors for America. And they handle that portion of our prayer. It's important. I am the regional leader for New Orleans of IFA. I'm Region 7 leader. So you're not just a part of something that's out there. I connected myself onto that so that one thing spiritually, I have people praying for me and while we're praying for them, right? In other words, there's 7 regions. And I'm the Region 7 for New Orleans and that greater area. I'm the leader for that. So that just means that
And on Friday.
they switched. No, it's on Monday nights at 7 p.m. And it's a Zoom call. You can call in conference, and throughout Louisiana and the United States of America, you can get on that call and we pray for all of our leaders. And we have specific prayer points that they are praying for. So the card is on the table. Please take that with you. IFA, please join ours. Text me and we can put you on the text thread if you live, in St. Charles. I'm not sure if I'm your region leader, but we'll find out. And if not, I could just put you on that text thread and you'll get Monday at 7 p.m. Join us and we will be praying. So thank you for even mentioning that because that allowed me to share with you about Intercessors for America. They are in the Senate and in the legislation fighting for us as well. So they are very, they're doing a lot to pray for the legislators and our bills and also praying to block a lot of this stuff that's going through. If you would only talk to Christopher Alexander right now and see some of the things that some of these representatives are presenting, it's awful, awful. So we have to have people that are willing to go over to the Capitol, put your little green card in and speak up and say, no, I don't agree with this. And ask the representatives, you have to do this. You have to call your representatives. You have to call your legislators. You have to be a little bit more involved than just coming to lunch once a month. Okay? I really need that from y'all to be a little bit more involved, to follow what's going on. And if you get onto IFA, they have a lot of things there on the website, and it's good.
Should we get the minutes? Because I have to go.
Yeah, we can do the minute. All right, let's move on. Thank you, Linda.
Okay, so y'all have the minutes from last month, which was a pop-up meeting. It was awesome. It was really great, and I really encourage you to go on YouTube and watch the entire thing. All you have to do, I have the instructions in there, but all you have to do is search for the Women's Republican Club of New Orleans, and it pops up as the first video.
Okay.
Yeah. And so if we're gonna vote on the meetings, do we get I don't even know what they call it.
A first.
A first. Do we get a first and a second?
Oh, all right.
Several seconds. Okay, the minutes are passed for last month.
Okay.
And I really read it because, oh my God, it was such a great meeting.
Yeah.
Very informative.
Yeah.
If you think that the election was not stolen from Trump in 2020, after you see this, you will believe it. Yes, Helen.
I want to add that the spirit was moving at that meeting.
Yes.
But where I was sitting, I made a suggestion, not knowing that our register of voters was right there in the room.
That was so great.
I had been to a meeting where he was very defensive about a year or two ago about how perfect our elections were, not knowing he was sitting there. I said, well, our own local register of voters, I said, he said our elections are clear as the driven snow. And somebody whispered, that, his heart, I think his heart was softened, open.
Yeah.
To what this man was saying, and he even invited him. The speaker was talking about how fraud occurs in the city. And the speaker, he
What was his
invited
name?
him to come to the next meeting, regional meeting.
Mark Cook.
And I wondered how that went.
Yeah, they did say that they were gonna call a meeting about that, and Martha was sitting right there, and she said he was totally
not receptive up until the point where Mark showed us the way that you can make a flash drive act like a keyboard. And that's when Martha said his whole demeanor changed. And he was very open and receptive. And Mark said after the meeting, he said, well, he should be ready for people to attack him.
Yeah.
And have you heard
Yeah.
what the upshot of that was?
Yeah, so that was our Guggenheimer is the register of voters. And he is our register of voters, so, and that's Guggenheimer, and it was nice that he came. But he actually was coming because he does believe that the elections are 100% secure. And he was gonna come there to change our minds.
Oh, wow.
And so he wasn't there to really hear what needed to be said. He was there to change our minds. And he had mentioned that to the lady who came with, these people aren't, you can't talk to these people. They're not gonna listen to us. And at the end, when Mark Cook said, so do y'all wanna see how they stole the elections? And he put it on the screen and he had his laptop and he went into the machine,
Dominion.
the Dominion machine through the back door,
Colorado. Get a copy of Colorado.
Colorado's elections. It was that same woman, right? Who was put in prison, Tina Peters.
Yeah.
He was able to give it to him. That's what they were afraid of. Tina Peters, that's why they put her in jail. He was able to retrieve that, get it to him before she went away. And he said that it was by the grace of God that when he went through that, he just picked, oh, let me go into this one. Oh, wait, let me open this one. This one says choice. And he opened choice. And then he said, right when he opened choice, what happened? Trump and Biden's name pop up. And then he says, let me click on Trump. And it showed 70-something thousand votes. And then he said, let me click on Biden, and it showed the amount of votes that Biden had. He goes, but he said, the interesting thing was, is you see this thumb drive, it's this simple, let me show you. And he did this right in front of everyone. And he took the thumb drive and he stuck it into the computer. And he goes, now watch Trump and Biden. And the numbers flipped in front of us with the thumb drive. And he said, that's how they stole the election.
And on,
And Guggenheimer saw it.
and on that had his gentle manner, which he did have.
Mark Cook. He was very respectful to Guggenheimer, very, very respectful. Very respectful. And that's what we have to do. We have to be calm.
He prayed.
We have to stay calm.
He said that was only the second register of voters that's come to his talk all over the country.
Yeah.
So please, people, appreciate that and
Yeah.
try to clap for it.
Yes. And
And then he went on, kind of said, would you come?
he stood up and he offered for Cook to go to one of their conferences, clerk of court conferences. And Cook had accepted the invitation. And then I asked, well, would you also open the invitation to David Clement? David Clements is another one, but I can't remember his name. Dr. Frank, Douglas Frank. Yes, right, Douglas Frank. And he agreed to that, not even knowing who Douglas Frank was. So Douglas Frank has a piece of the puzzle. And then, yes.
Did you hear what the,
So where we are with this is that, who's the gentleman that went up to him and took a picture with Guggenheimer at the end? The tall gentleman. He's in
Calvin?
not Calvin, the other man. You know him. Okay, so one of the gentlemen, who I think invited him is the one who, the reason why he came. I asked him if he would go to his office the following day and make the arrangements to come and for the conference. We've tried 2 or 3 times, still no conference. I mean, no meeting. So we have not been able to secure that meeting yet.
yeah, that
And
Mark,
I'm afraid that,
Mark said he would be attacked. He said he better get ready.
Oh, yeah.
maybe so, but we're not gonna give up. We're not gonna give up because he did tell us that and we had a whole room full of people there witnessing that. That's where we are. We're gonna keep praying about that.
Why is that on the news?
What?
Why, something in the news about that?
the progressive news owned by Soros that's.
No,
No, no, they're not they're not gonna say that. They're not gonna say the truth about the election. Trump knows.
Yeah,
Trump
that's amazing.
knows. Yes, and the American people know. Okay, 50, we want to do March birthdays real quick. And, Connie, we need you for the March birthdays.
Oh.
1 second. Huh? Uh-huh. I love this. We- Absolutely.
I don't know if I can do the harmony.
This is where I step up.
She can do harmony. Now, okay.
It's messed up now.
No, that's okay. And the 1, and the 2, and the 3.
Wait, whose birthday is it?
Who's March birthday?
Anybody's March birthday?
March?
Well.
We'll see for my husband. It's my husband's birthday. How about that? Gary's birthday.
This is a fun time to gather round. No better reason to be found. This is your birthday, we'll teach you horn. Cause we're so glad that you were born.
You want me? I didn't get.
Sounded the same.
Oh, but it sounded great though.
We're gonna go ahead and do the 50-50. We collected $120, $60 for the person that gets their name. Hold on 1 second.
Actually, yes.
I always win.
That's fun.
Martha, Martha, did you get a ticket?
Not yet, but I'm paying for it right now.
Okay. She needs a ticket.
I owe you $1.
Let me go get you.
Okay, ready? Oh, you gonna give me a ticket?
You got it?
Yeah, I'll get it. Here, Gary.
Don't worry.
Yeah, I got it right here. Hey, man.
Martha forgot to say it.
Well, I'm gonna call this one out. Oh, this is for me. Okay. Mine will be. All right, you ready? Call, that's it. I already pulled it.
Oh,
If that's okay, we'll do another draw.
already. Number 3125597.
Yes, indeed. That's Miss Betty. Awesome.
Thank you for participating. All righty, and now we have
Oh, what she won.
some
What did
pins
she
that
get?
were
What did she get? Oh,
donated by Mary Ann Landry. And we're gonna go for those.
Thank you.
oh, she got the cash.
I could have said, do you want the cash or the pin? He wants the cash. All right, Martha. Well, what's the number? 3125621.
The whole. Carol Davis and Betty Davis.
They got Betty Davis on.
I'm doing good here. Oh. Huge day. All right, you ready?
312-5594.
Come forward.
Is it two more?
We have two more.
Okay. And you
That
got
goes-
hers?
I got her. It's mine.
Okay, mine.
Oh, okay.
Alrighty.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Here we go.
Okay, this will be a Trump one.
Three, 312-5607. Connie Zimmerman.